Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal on this channel, man. We must continue to set the record straight, stop the lies, stop the narratives, y'all. We must stop them from rewriting the history. And in this video, we're going to talk about how LeBron James was never elite on defense. He was never an elite defensive player, which is why he's not known or regarded as an all-time great defensive player, right? And what happens, though? They're trying to rewrite the history, and they're trying to make it seem as if LeBron James in Miami was his all-time elite defensive player, and that he was robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year award. So we're going to talk about in this video, because LeBron James was never elite on the defensive end, guys. He never was. Man, I want to thank you guys, man. Everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel, guys. Once again, I am truly humbled, man, by all the support, guys, for real. Shout out to everybody in the membership, man. It means a lot. Thank you, guys. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I just wanted to do a brief video because once again, the LeBron James fans and the media are trying to rewrite the history. LeBron James himself is trying to rewrite history on his podcast. But when we think about a lot of the lies and the narratives surrounding LeBron James, the bending of reality and the rewriting of history, it has a lot to do surrounding LeBron James and his defensive abilities. Right? How often do you hear Nick Wright? I've done a video on this. Nick Wright say, oh, LeBron James was robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year award in 2013. Nick Wright loves to bring up 2013. And what I always say is I ask Nick Wright, any of his fans, are we sitting here to believe, are we supposed to believe that that's the only year that LeBron James could have won a Defensive Player of the Year award was one season? That's how great of a defensive player he is. He had one chance to win a Defensive Player of the Year award, and they robbed him that one time. All the other 20 seasons of his career, he couldn't win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Just that one year, he was robbed. See, once again, this is where they expose LeBron James and the inconsistency of him on defense. Because if LeBron James was that great on defense, that great, that consistent on the defensive end, then not only would he have been, maybe he didn't get a Defensive Player of the Year that year in 2013, but then they could have said he was robbed in other seasons because he was right there. They could point to more all-defensive selections than his five all-defensive first teams in 20 seasons. That does not speak to consistency. That does not speak to greatness. Because once again, when we think about being great on the defensive end, elite on the defensive end, one of the all-time great defensive players, you must have consistency. You must be consistent. And what do we mean by consistency? You must consistently at least give the effort on the defensive end, right? That's one way you'll be consistent on defense is by giving the effort. LeBron James hasn't given a consistent effort on the defensive end since what? 2015, 2014? We're talking about 10 seasons, guys. 10 seasons. This man's not giving consistent effort on the defensive end. So what do you see LeBron James do on the basketball court? Once in a while, you'll see him chase down and block somebody. So all game long, LeBron James will play no defense. He'll be standing there with his hands on his hips, not making any rotations, not making any help defense on these guys. And then all of a sudden, LeBron James will run down and chase down a 6'2" guy who thinks he has an open layup. LeBron James will come at him nowhere, block the ball, and then his fans will talk about how elite defensively he is or how great on defense he is, right? LeBron James fans love to talk about that chase down block on Andre Iguodala, but they never give J.R. Smith any credit for holding Andre Iguodala, making him adjust that shot so that LeBron James could come over and block it. No, they want to talk about LeBron James and that one block that he had in 20 years. That's his biggest play in the finals. 10 NBA finals. That's his key to fame. A block shot. A block shot. Not the shot by Kyrie Irving, not a game winner, none of these things. It wasn't like LeBron James blocked that shot with 5 seconds to go in the game and his team was up by 1 and he saved the game like that. There was like 2 minutes to go in the game when he made that block. Let's not forget that LeBron James could not make a basket at the end of that fourth quarter. Go back and watch the series. But they want to talk about a block that he had on Andre Iguodala. So when we think about being elite on the defensive end, once again, LeBron James is exposed. Exposed. LeBron James was elite defensively when? He never was. Was he good defensively? Absolutely. He was good defensively from about 2010 to about 2014, right? For about 3 or 4 seasons, LeBron James was a very good defensive player. But to be considered great or elite or all-time great, you must be consistent. So when we think about LeBron James, let's think about the 2011 NBA season. LeBron James made an all-defensive first team, I believe, in 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, and 13. Those were his first all-defensive selections. Actually, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to 2009. Because for some reason, the LeBron James fans, the media, they never talk about this series. When we think about the Eastern Conference Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers, right, who won what? 66 games that season, I believe? Whatever it was, played the Orlando Magic in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers had home court advantage. The Cleveland Cavaliers were the favorite. The LeBron James fans love to talk about who was the favorite and who wasn't the favorite. The Cleveland Cavaliers were the favorite to win that series. You guys remember the commercials of Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, right? The Nike commercials, the puppets. And they were talking about matching up against each other. This is what Nike was promoting. Everyone thought the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to win. But what ended up happening in that series, guys? What ended up happening was Dwight Howard took over, right? Outperformed LeBron James. But even worse, for LeBron James on the defensive end, he could not stop Hedo Turkoglu. So Hedo Turkoglu had one of the greatest performances of his career in that Eastern Conference Finals. He could do no wrong. He was making shots. He was playmaking. He was all over the court, man. And LeBron James could not stop him at all. But what do his fans say? Do they bring this up, the 2009 Eastern Conference Finals? No, they never do. They never bring it up. But LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers folded up. LeBron James did not stop Hedo Turkoglu. He didn't guard 1 through 5 and stop Dwight Howard. So once again, where's the elite defense from LeBron James in 2009, even though he was on the first team all defense? It's not tangible, guys. It's never there, right? LeBron James makes the first team all defenses, but when you look at his numbers, the steals, the blocks, not impressive. There's nothing really there, right? But then when you look at the video footage of his on-court defense, right, the on-ball defense, once again, not impressive. LeBron James cannot move his feet that great. As great of an athlete LeBron James is, his lateral side-to-side movement in the defensive stand is horrendous. It's terrible, guys. Look at his footwork when he tries to play defense, moving from side to side. He just doesn't have it. This is why he's always stumbling and bumbling all over the court, guys. Those are the facts, man. So that goes to LeBron. I mean, look at LeBron James' defensive stance. Look at his defensive stance versus Michael Jordan, for example, guys. It's completely laughable. LeBron James does not know how to play defense like that. He just doesn't. So he doesn't accumulate blocks or steals or lock guys up on the perimeter. He couldn't stop Hedo Turkoglu, right? So if we think about it, the 2011 NBA season, right? LeBron James gets a lot of credit for slowing down Derrick Rose or shutting down Derrick Rose in the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals. So LeBron James on a super team Miami Heat, and here he goes in the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll give him credit for shutting down Derrick Rose. Now, we know the facts. He did not shut down Derrick Rose. It was a collective team effort. LeBron James did not guard Derrick Rose all over the court the entire series. But they give LeBron James credit for slowing Derrick Rose, for hounding Derrick Rose from time to time during that series. Okay, fine, great. Does that make LeBron James an elite defensive player? No, it actually does not, because once again, where's the consistency? Because the very next series in the NBA Finals, where was LeBron James on defense? The man could not stop Jason Terry. That's not my words. Those are Magic Johnson's words, okay? And those are the facts. When you watch the footage, where was LeBron James? Did LeBron James stop Dirk Nowitzki? No. Instead, LeBron James was fake coughing, making fun of Dirk Nowitzki coming into that game 4. And then Dirk Nowitzki proceeded to win, and Mavericks proceeded 3 games in a row, and Dirk Nowitzki could not be stopped in the fourth quarter. Did LeBron James jump Dirk Nowitzki in the fourth quarter and shut him down and hold him to 0 points? No, he did not. He did not. So if LeBron James was an elite defensive player, an all-time great defensive player, or a great defensive player like they want you to believe he was in Miami, then why did he not shut down a Jason Terry? Why did he not stop a Dirk Nowitzki? He couldn't do any of these things. He could do literally nothing with anybody out there because LeBron James is once again not consistent on the defensive end. LeBron James cannot give you the full effort on defense and give you the full effort on offense. So LeBron James had decided all these years to stop playing defense and focus on his offensive numbers, the stats. That's all important for him, right? There's no defensive stats for LeBron James. There's nothing there. So that exposed LeBron James right there. We take it a step further. Did LeBron James shut down a young Kawhi Leonard in the 2014 NBA Finals? No, he did not. Kawhi Leonard actually doubled his average from the regular season into the finals, right? Shooting all worldly numbers, but Kawhi Leonard was never an all-star at this point. He had never made an all-defensive team at this point. The man was just becoming a starter, but somehow outperformed peak LeBron James in the 2014 NBA Finals, winning a Finals MVP. And what will LeBron James fans say? What will the media say? More excuses. Oh, LeBron James had no help. Dwayne Wade's knees were bad. Chris Bosh this. Eric Spoelstra that. They always have an excuse, right? Meanwhile, Tim Duncan was like, what was Tim Duncan? 37, 38 years old at that time? And once again, Kawhi Leonard was what? 22, 23 years old? Had accomplished nothing up until that point in his career. Nothing. But LeBron James on a super heat team couldn't win. Right? Did he shut anybody down? No, no defense being played by LeBron James. He's just worried about getting his stats in garbage time. So his fans could say, well, look at LeBron James' stats, man. He did all he could. This is what they always point to. They never talk about defense for LeBron James. Did he shut down Kawhi Leonard? No, he did not. Let's think about the very next season, the 2015 NBA Finals. Was LeBron James elite on the defensive end in 2015? No, he was not. Once again, LeBron James had a window of about 3 or 4 seasons where he was good on defense, where he was solid. Never great, though, because look at all the years after that. There's no consistency. Can't shut down anybody in 2014. Can't shut down anybody in 2015 now. Andre Iguodala doubled his points per game. Doubled it. Or LeBron James. Right? They always, once again, the LeBron James fans and the media always point to LeBron James stats in the 2015 NBA Finals. Oh, Andre Iguodala held LeBron James, and they read off his stat line. But once again, they're not looking at the facts. At the end of these games, the Cleveland Cavaliers were up 2-1. Once again, he was up 2-1 in the NBA Finals and lost 3 games in a row. And at the ends of those games, games 4, games 5, we remember the Cavaliers had a chance to win the game, right? And LeBron James missing layups. He's missing jump shots. Once again, Andre Iguodala forcing him into bad shots at the end of these games. This is LeBron James at the end of games. Never knows what he wants to do. Doesn't have a go-to move or any consistency. So guys like Andre Iguodala are able to hound him into making bad shots. And he couldn't stop Andre Iguodala. So Andre Iguodala made him work. LeBron James could not make Andre Iguodala work. And he ends up winning a Finals MVP by outplaying LeBron James down those stretch of those games. Those are the facts, guys. How about in 2017, 2018? Where was LeBron James to shut down Kevin Durant? Specifically 2017, when the teams were comparable. When Kyrie Irving was out there averaging 29 points a game, you had a good role players like Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, Richard Jefferson on that team still. Guys like Jeff Green, the Tristan Thompsons. You had solid role players. You had Kevin Love there. But once again, when you guys watch the 2017 NBA Finals, what do you notice? LeBron James ducking Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant will bring the ball down, and what will happen? He'll get a screen, and LeBron James will switch the screen and go off Kevin Durant. It won't even be a screen, guys. These are not the screens from the 80s and the 90s where you're getting, hit hard by big men, legit centers. LeBron James is not even he's getting flare screened. They're not even real screens. He'll have Steph Curry sitting a screen on him, and then he'll switch and have J.R. Smith guarding Kevin Durant, or Iman Shumpert, or Richard Jefferson guarding Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals? But you're supposed to be one of the elite two-way players, LeBron James. They want you to believe. One of the greatest athletes. Couldn't stop Kevin Durant. And I'm not saying you got to shut Kevin Durant down, but you weren't even taking the challenge. Every chance LeBron James got to duck on the screens, he did. Every chance he got to go and switch the screen, he did it. It's laughable, man, for anyone to think that LeBron James is a true competitor out there. He wanted nothing from Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was front running out there, and LeBron James couldn't stop him. So when was LeBron James an elite defensive player? I'm trying to figure this out. There was never a scenario, a playoff series, or an entire season where you were like, hey, LeBron James was doing his thing on the defensive end. Once again, LeBron James is a front runner, picks and chooses when to play defense on his Miami Heat super team. Hasn't been an all-defensive team since the 2013-14 season, but they want you to believe he's a great all-time great defensive player? No, he's not. LeBron James was never great on defense because he was never consistent on defense. And we know over the last, 6-7 years, this man's been a joke on the defensive end. Just over the last 3 or 4 years alone, LeBron James has embarrassed himself on the defensive end more than I've known anybody else that's going to be considered a great defensive player. No. Not true, guys. So once again, on this channel, we must continue to set the record straight. LeBron James was never elite defensively. Never. Because he's never been consistently great on the defensive end. Never consistent. Doesn't give the effort consistently. Once again, he'll pick and choose when to exert himself to do those chase down blocks on the 6'3" guys. We know that. Not impressed at all by LeBron James. Once again, you look at his defensive stats, not impressive. The man only averaged over 2 steals in a season one time in his career. I believe it was his second year in the league. One time? But you're supposed to be this great athlete? But you only average more than 2 steals one time in your career. Once again, LeBron James doesn't do anything on the court. Where's the production at? The block shots. Everyone swears LeBron James is a great shot blocker. He's not. He's not a great shot blocker, man. Let's think about the small forwards in general. They compare him to Michael Jordan. He's not a better shot blocker than Michael Jordan, not even close. But when we think about the shot blocking at the small forward position, he's not a better shot blocker than a Dr. J. He's not a better shot blocker than a Larry Nance or an Andre Kirilenko. Right? But they want you to believe that LeBron James is an elite shot blocker, man, or because he does these chase down blocks. It's laughable, man. But always tell you, oh, LeBron James was robbed of Defensive Player of the Year award. I'm pretty sure that Tim Duncan has more of a claim for being robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year award in his career. I'm pretty sure that Scottie Pippen has more of a claim that he was robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year award than a LeBron James. But they want you to believe that LeBron James was robbed. Why do they say this, guys? Because Marc Gasol was on the all-defensive second team and LeBron James on the all-defensive first. But once again, they don't realize that's 4 times that's happened, guys, in NBA's history. 4 times. 4 different occasions a Defensive Player of the Year award winner was on the second team all-defense, guys. 4 times. I believe Alvin Robertson was the first player to have that happen. We all know Tyson Chandler, obviously Marc Gasol. And there was another instance where that happened. But there was 4 different occasions, guys. So they want you to believe that it was LeBron James who got robbed, right? But they don't know the facts. He was not robbed. And other players have had the same thing happen to them in their careers. And once again, I've told you, I believe Tim Duncan, a Scottie Pippen, they have more of a claim to being robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year award. They deserve a Defensive Player of the Year award more than LeBron James ever has. But his fans want you to believe that in Miami, he was a great defensive player. In Miami. Think about how that sounds, guys. Think about that. Oh, LeBron James in Miami was great. LeBron James in Miami was robbed. I mean, come on, man. This will expose LeBron James only on his super team, right? On his super team that he built. You guys know the deal, man. Once again, we must stop them from rewriting the history, and we must continue to set the record straight. LeBron James was never elite on the defensive end. He was never a great defensive player. He was a good defensive player, but not a great defensive player. Once again, where's LeBron James? Hasn't made an all-defensive team in over 10 years, guys. 10 years. You've seen the video footage of LeBron James standing around with his hands on his hips. You don't see that from the great defensive players, guys. You know the deal, man. Once again, LeBron James exposed in this weak, soft era of NBA can't make an all-defensive first or second team in 10 years in this weak era of defense. Who was he going against? Not the elite defensive players in NBA's history, man, to make these teams. So once again, he's exposed. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.